Okay, hey, welcome back to the Old Man Bully's Kitchen. I'm the Old Man Bully, Mark Peace. So today we're going to do something that was one of my Facebook friends' suggestions on putting some stuff together. I said a couple different things for dinner and they're like, hey, why not this? I'm like, you know, that sounds really good. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. And what we're going to call it is we're going to call it the butt-busting chicken and biscuits. And the first thing we're going to do is I took a entire cut up fryer chicken and I marinated it for about 18 hours in a hot sauce that I've made up, and it's gonna be pretty hot. The ingredients are gonna be in the description, so if you want to try it, you can be free to try to make up your own. It's sort of just thrown together. It has some hot sauce, has a bunch of other stuff in it. So let's get started. So I've washed my hands first. Clean hands, happy hands. Plus I'm dealing with some really hot foods here. So here we go. There's my cut up fryer. I have removed the backbone from it as well as the breastplate, so that all that smoke and all that flavor and whatnot can get all down in here and just flavor, you know, flavor heaven here. Get a little more in there while we're at it. See? Let it all get in there good. So I'm gonna turn it back over and get this thing inside out here. I'm gonna take my probe for smoking. I'm gonna shove it into the breast here. Nice thick spot. When the breast is done, it'll be done. And I'm gonna wash my hands one more time because this thing has habanero in it, and I do not want to get any of that on my eyes or my lips or anything like that. So wash one more time, try a little more here, keep everything good, and then we're gonna walk this out to the smoker and get it started. Okay, let's get her out here. Look at that. It's a gorgeous day here in sunny Florida. Had a little rain earlier, but it's all gone. Here, got my Landman smoker kicking at about 275, which is a nice temperature for about a 3 to 4 hour smoke on this chicken. Get it nice and done without, you know, it's roasting it without putting it in the oven or crock pot or anything like that. Now I want to develop those flavors and those layers of the wood and the smoke. And today I'm smoking with oak and hickory. So if you like to keep track of what I'm using, that's pretty much what it is. So let's get this thing into the smoker here. There. Oof. All that delicious smoke. So chicken goes in here. I'll put the breast side first, so that it, like so. Let this thing lay right out just like that. I want it to get all that flavor in every last part. We're gonna take and plug in. There's that. There it is. Plug in my Maverick thermometer, turn the power on, and I want to take this right up till it's done, because, which everybody knows, done for chicken is 180 degrees. So take it to 180. Boom, because this is going right on the plate when we're done. So let's start. Okay, everything's set. Got my water pan all full for the trip. We're all good to go. We're gonna close the lid, set it, monitor the temperature a little bit. I've got it filled up. And guys, a couple little tips is, you know, you control your temperatures by control here, opening and closing, and over here. A lot of times people keep that too far open and their fires go way too high and they overcook and oversmoke too fast. So I don't believe in having to cover meats up to keep it from getting that bark and absorbing that smoke. So let's let it run and then we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. And we're going to be also making biscuits to go with this, so y'all are going to finally get to see my biscuit recipe, which I don't take complete credit for. It's about 30 years of process, but the ingredients wise I've found a couple, but what really makes a difference in my biscuits is the techniques that I use to create the biscuits. So we're gonna have a lot of fun doing that, and we'll see you in about 4 hours when we get started on it all. Okay, old man bully, peace. Okay, so we're back. Now it's time to make the biscuits. And guys, this is my biscuit recipe. A couple different things on mine. It all comes down to the techniques, is what I believe. How much flour you use, whether you use milk, buttermilk, you know, whether you use shortening, butter. There's all different recipes for all different preferences. This one is the one that I truly enjoy making the most, and I think it gives me the best results for what I'm looking for out of a biscuit. I want that biscuit that's gonna rise up and give me lots of nice flaky layers, but still have a little chew to it. So this is the one, and I mean, I got to give all credit to Bobby Flay, because his recipe, with just a little technique difference of it, is where I came into this one. So shout out to Bobby Flay and his new cookbook, Cooking at Home. That's where he has it, but where I first saw him do it was on Beat Bobby Flay, and I saw it and I was like, I gotta try that. And I tweaked it and did a little bit of my own thing to it, and it's fantastic. So let's get started. Okay, now I brought the camera down because while I'm talking, the most important things that are going to go on are at this level. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our flour. It's just AP flour, but I do use a particular brand that I prefer. I like King Arthur. I mean, you can buy Walmart, you can buy Publix, you can buy all those. I just like King Arthur unbleached flour. One big difference is that the bleached to the unbleached. It's 3 and 4. Okay, so we have our 4 cups of flour. Now, this is where the differences in techniques start to come in. I take, switch it around here, 4 teaspoons of baking powder. So 1 teaspoon per cup if you're going to cut it. And then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Now, a couple things that people might not realize. You have some baking powder sitting in the cupboard. If that baking powder's been in there for 6 months, throw it out and get new. It really does expire, and you get better results using fresh product. Baking soda, I tend to put in a plastic bag, seal it back up, and I get more time out of it. Now, I'm also going to add 1 teaspoon of salt. I use sea salt. It's personal choice here. It's where I'm saying I've tweaked it, made it a little bit my own. Now, we're going to just take this, and I'm going to give it a quick stir, because something different we're going to do is I like to sift my flour. So I'm going to bring my big bowl down. I've got my sift here, and we're going to sift this all together. I think that it gives an extra measure of mixing for the baking powder, the baking soda, the salt, all of that. Brings it all together, right? Plus gives a, you know, there we go. And I'll do this just as fast as I can for you. Here, so it doesn't take too long. And I'd use an old-fashioned sieve. Just run it through. Another shout out to my grandmother. This was hers. When it's not broke, why fix it? There we go. Boom. Run it through. Now, do you necessarily need to do this? No. But this is where I say where my technique comes in for my biscuit, that I am going to do this. Okay, so there are my dry ingredients all mixed and sifted together. Okay. The chicken's still out there smoking. It's at 165 right now, so it's getting pretty close. We are going to take 12 tablespoons of butter. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where my recipe varies. I don't use unsalted butter. I use regular old salted butter. Here. And everybody has every recipe that comes along. It says, take your shortening and take your butter, cut it up into cubes, put it in the flour, and then use a pastry cutter or a fork to make it into small pea size. So one thing I've learned to do is, and this was from 30 years of, you know, let's try different stuff. And I saw somebody grating cheese one day, and I said, you know something? That's the perfect size. So I take my cheese grater, and it's just a regular old cheese grater, all the, you know, all your different sizes, and I use a large whole side. And I just take this butter. Now, the butter is frozen. It's not coming out of the refrigerator. It is coming out of the freezer. And if you look, it starts to give you these nice little pea-sized pieces. And you just cut it, cut it, cut it, see? And just take it right down. Look at that. There's 4 here. Mixing through, because we're going to add the other cup. Now, one of the problems that people run into with the butter is that butter melts. So that's why I freeze it, and plus it makes it easy to grate. So now we're going to take this once again, put it on. Hey, look, see how fast that is? Boom. Pull this off now. Down, and if you have one way, just turn it. I'm just rotating it, keeping it even, getting all my pieces here. Now, okay, taking it right down. Always being careful of the knuckles, you know, that's a learned technique. Don't kill the knuckles. Here, boom. Now, give this, like I said, you want to fully incorporate the butter into your flour so that we get these nice pea pieces, see? Yeah. No big chunks, no big messes. There. Now, little technique I've picked up over the years is, from this point right here, we are going to go back into the oven. Or not into the oven, into the refrigerator. And I'm going to leave, greasy hands, I'm gonna leave this in the refrigerator, or not in the refrigerator, sorry, in the freezer, say, for about 15-20 minutes. And what I'm doing is I'm letting that butter, the one that's had a chance to solidify, or not solidify, to soften, to re-harden and get that back. Because the reason that a lot of times they suggest using shortening is the shortening has a higher melting point, so that it'll stay longer as the biscuit's rising before it melts away, and that's what creates all them layers. So let's take a minute here, check on our, oh, she's looking good. Has that nice dark color that I get with the hickory. But that's like a, you know, that's gorgeous skin. We're just gonna peel that down, and so I'll see y'all in about 30 minutes. We'll add our wet ingredients to our biscuits, cut them up, and get them in the oven, okay? And now we're gonna take our flour out of the fridge, bring it back in the house, combine it with our wet ingredients, and get this party started. Now the air conditioner is running, so we have to close the doors, and I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so here we go. We are going to take 1/2 cup of heavy cream. And 1/2 cups of buttermilk. Add this to our dry ingredients. There. Come here, add that. All that fat. And now we're going to combine this just till it starts to come together. Here, you don't want to overwork it, you just want it to come together. Yeah, the work will come in the folding. Okay. There. Now, take a little extra flour here. Flour on the surface, but at the same time, I want to flour my hands. Okay. And empty our mix out. Okay. Just like that. There. Now, let's do this. See all that butter already forming out nice. So extra flour on here. That. This one here. Now, I'm going to start working it. If you notice, I don't want to work it too much. I'm just folding it over like so, because we want to create layers. Okay? And here. So, usually it's about 10 full folds knock out the layers. Let's bring all this back up. Fingers, put it on there, here, then fold this again, and again. Over, absorb some more of that flour into our layers, just like this. Now, as you can start to see the layers, they're coming on. Okay. Fold. I am not going for little biscuits tonight. We are going for man. This dinner is gonna look fantastic size. So I take a clean pastry knife and cut the edges off. Okay. Here. Now. So, we want about 3-inch biscuits here. So, I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Yeah, about that size. So, straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. Okay. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. Straight down, straight up. Now, see how I have this extra here? You see, I'm going to show you a little test here. Look at this. Look at these beautiful layers already started on them biscuits. So, I'm going to lightly spray a pan just to keep it from sticking too bad. Here. I don't want to handle the edges too much. Okay, I'm coming under and placing. Under. Now I'm okay to grab and place. Under and place. Under and place. Look at that. We're gonna be looking at old man hungry size biscuits. Now, look here. I have this leftover dough, and everybody always wants to use it, but all your pros say don't use it because you're not going to get a biscuit. So watch this. I'm going to take and add a little more flour to my mix here. Okay, Just give it a couple more folds. Okay, here, create our layers. Now, and over. Now, created our layers. Here, now watch. We're going to do a little test on this one, just so you can see what I can do. Okay, this one, we are going to set in this corner, right here. Okay, for everyone to see. Now, I'll be back in 1 second. And I'm gonna start building the roux here. Have my butter. It's actually browning a little, if I like. I'm gonna add about 6 tablespoons of flour to it. And I'll start cooking it. Build that. Can y'all see that? Sorry, I'm sort of filming by myself tonight here. Now, take that and add stop to it. Okay, now that thickens. Now watch. One. Keep adding. Yes. Chicken's done. I broke it down. That's the dark meat. There's our white meat, nice and smoked and ready to go. Here. That there. Let it come back together. And we'll see you when the biscuits are done. Okay. Let's see how these turned out. There we go. How you like those biscuits? Huh? And even look at that one there, how well that turned out by doing it. Okay, so I'll be back in a minute just to build the dish and finish it off, okay? See you in a few. Okay, so now we're here building our dish. We have our biscuit. I've taken, put in half. I'm gonna put a little butter on the top, bottom of it here, because biscuits are always better with butter. I'm using the white meat here just because I want to, you know, you can see that pretty pink smoke in there. There. Go like this. Like this. I'll even hide a little under here. How's that? There. So. There. And now we're going to take and put my honey brown butter gravy, chicken gravy here on it. There we go. How about that? So, I'm the Old Man Bully. It's the Old Man Bully's kitchen, and the Old Man Bully cooks. That right there's the Old Man Bully's butt-busting biscuits and gravy. And I'll see you next time, okay? Peace.